morning, everyone. Thank you for joining my webinar. I'm Megha, a sales executive at Open Educate. So, in this webinar, we will learn about Open Educate. Open Educate is an open source ERP for Education Institute. It is designed to manage a daily operation of Education Institute to work effectively and efficiently. Here in my screen, you can see the Open Educate dashboard. It has all the comprehensive applications that are needed for Education Institute to work effectively and efficiently. So Open Educate will help you to streamline all the administration process. It enhances the communication, and with that it can improve our data accuracy and accessibility. With that, we can also see the modules like SIS, website, student, faculty, exam. So everything can be done with our Open Educate. Now let's understand each module in detail. So I'm starting with SIS, with the Student Information System. So in this module, for any school, first we need to configure a new academic year, terms, they have to create a fees plan. So everything can be configured. For that, we have to go in a configuration, and here in this, I am adding a new academic year for your school, Sunshine International School. So here I will click on new and giving a name 2024 to 2025. From a drop down, a term structure, I'm selecting a 2 semester. And with add, here you can add a start date and the end date of a academic year from the calendar. So this is how I create a new academic year with a name, start date, end date. And by clicking on save, I have created an academic year from 2024 to 2025. With this, we can also create an academic term. So academic term can be created by clicking on configuration and going in an academic term. So in this existing data, you can see the current semester 1, 2, 3, 4 and quarter 1, 2, 3, 4 with the start date and date. We'll create a new one by clicking here. So that can be managed over here. Fees term. Every school have their own fees term type. So you can manage or you can create a fees term as per quarterly, monthly or yearly. So right now you can see the existing fees term. Let's understand in detail. So I'm going in a grade 1 fees term type. With that, if you want to add any discount, that can be added over here. And now term type. Here I have choose a fixed days. So in a fees term, we can create a terms. Like you can add a due term, a due days and a fees element for that. When you click here, you can create your own fees element. Right now in this, I have a 2 fees element, which are library fee and tuition fee. So with that, we can add a due days as well as and the value percentage 50-50. Along with that, we can also add a fees reminder before a due date of 10 or after the due date of 3. So the reminder can be sent to parents as well as students. So this is how you can manage your fees for your school. With that, let me create a new course for a better understanding. So I'm going in a configuration of new course. Here are the existing courses for your school. When I click on new, let me create a new academic course for you. So here you see the field. I'm giving a course name as a grade 1. A code for that. Let me give a GR1, a final grade. So for a completion of course, when you schedule an exam, we have to give a grade. So for a final grade, you can choose whether the later grading or elementary school grading system. So right now I'm choosing a later grading for a final grades and a grade template. You can create your own grade, or right now I'm choosing from my data, which is I have choose a semester template for a grading system. So this is how I choose a grading system for a course grade 1. Now we can also choose a evolution type from a drop down. I'm keeping as a normal. You can add a parent course over here. A fees term. I'm keeping a for a grade 1 to 12 fees term here. We can add a maximum unit 50 and a 30 for a course grade 1. And if you want to add a registrant fee, we can add here by clicking a checkbox and we can add a fees from here. After that, you can add a full description of a course grade 1. We can add over here. And the department is like from K to 12. So by click on save, I have created a course with a name of grade 1. After creating a course for you, let's create a batch for that course. So let's go in a batch. I'm adding a batch for grade 1. These are the existing batch for this. I can create a new one for a grade 1. So giving a name grade 1A. So in a batches, you can also give a name like division A, B, C for a grade 1. I'm keeping a grade 1A, giving a code GRA with a start date and an end date. You can add. So from a calendar, we can add a start date and an end date. And the course I have created this batch, it's for a grade 1. So I'm from a drop down, I'm selecting grade 1. By save button, I have created batch grade 1A for a course grade 1. It's very simple to configure all the features. After, let me add up subjects, the subjects for a course. In this database, you can see the existing subjects. For a better understanding, I'm creating a new subject for a grade 1. Let me add a English, giving a code, ING, a type. I can select from a drop down whether it's theory, practical or both. I'm giving a theory. If any parents course, you can add it here. For which course I'm adding this subject. So I would say for a grade 1. I've added a grade 1. You can give a credit for this subject. I'm giving 100 for this. And a subject type. It's a compulsory. So I'm selecting compulsory from the drop down. And this is how I save the subject. And I created this subject name English for a grade 1. With this, we can also add a classroom for particular course. So when I click on classroom, I'm adding a new classroom for a grade 1. Let me give a name R5, a code R. For a subject, I would say for a grade 1, I want to allocate a classroom R5. We can choose a batch for a grade 1. For a batch, I am going to have for a division A, I have choose a classroom R5. The number of person in a class, I would say 50 maximum. And along with that, we can manage a facility of that classroom and assets. So that both can be done under the classroom. When I click on save, I have created a classroom name R5 for a course grade 1 and the batch is grade 1A. So this is how we configure all that. And after configuration, I would go in the most important part, which is student. So in Open Educate, we have a student information system. In this, you can see all the students' detail. When I go in the Sara profile, when I open it, I can see her personal information over here. With that, here you see the admission. So when I click on admission, I can see the Sara take admission in this number of courses with the information like badge, her roll number and the current status. So it's all are running. If any course gets complete, here you can see the status is completed. So in SIS, you can manage admission, personal information, fees detail. So with this, we can see the fees detail of Sarah. If any invoice are created, it can be shown here. And in here, we can see the fees plan detail. When I go here, I can see the fees plan for Sarah with the due date, the student, the value, total percentage, the amount to be paid, and here we say the status. It's on a draft. When you create an invoice, you can manage a payment over here. When I click on invoice, I can view the fees plan over here. So here you can see the total amount is 10,000 35 50. When it confirm, it directly goes with the payment mode. So this is how you can manage a fees plan of a Sarah. And here a assignment. Through assignment, you can see the assignment of Sarah. She had an assignment with a name of BOSM1, the issue date, submission date, and it is given by a faculty entry. So you can manage a assignment over here. And with this, attendance, all the record of attendance can be seen here. So you can even group with from here you can group by a course, by batch, or by students. So the attendance record can be grouped as well as, or here we can group filter with like whether she was absent or present, or you can see the attendance of today. So this is how you can see the record of attendance. Some activity look. So in activity, we can see the activity done by Sarah with a date and the faculty. Along with this, some more features like gradebook. So over here, you can see the growth of student, the marks, the course she obtained for the particular course. Even the gradebook can be exported to the parents as well as for an admin person. So your gradebook can be exported from here. And with that, we have a discipline module. So in this, you can track the discipline of Sarah, whether she did some mischief or she broke any rule or something. So that can be managed in a discipline. A media is for a library management. So you can see the number of book issue, return, or if any penalty. So that can be managed over here. And in health information, you can see the health details of Sarah. So all that can be managed within the SIS of a students. So here in SIS, you can store and organize all the details of Sarah. It includes the personal information. Even you can manage achievements. If she achieves something, we can add over here. We can add skills. So this is how you can manage when a curriculum activities of your student. So all the information starting from taking to admission to the completion of course, every detail can be managed over SIS. In the same way, we have a profile for all the faculties. So when I go in the faculties, I can see all the faculties detail. Let me open a one Andri Santos profile. When I click on this, I can see the personal information about the Mr. Andri faculty. With that, we can see the course. The course he is allocated for. So for a kindergarten and a grade 1, Mr. Andri is allocated. We can see the subject details, like which subject he is going to take. So here you can see the subject name, code, and a type. With that, we can also see the assignment. So here you see the assignment detail given by Mr. Entry with the issue date and a submission date. A faculty can see and access the timetable. So in a timetable, we can see in a timetable view, we can see the session he has. So on Friday 31st, from timing this, he has a session. So that can be seen in a calendar form. For more detail, we can go in a session and see the session detail, like the subjects. We can also allocate a classroom over here and a start date and date. So that can be managed under the timetable. In the same way, we can also manage a health information here and a media information over here. So this is how the faculty details information can be stored at a one place. In Open Educate, we can also manage a scholarship. For scholarship, firstly, I will integrate a scholarship type. The type, like it can be a government type or school providing scholarship, that can be added over here. And we can also add a scholarship stages. So here, when I click on this, I have created a one scholarship. The name is graduate scholarship. So here you can add a student name, course, and the amount you want to give for a scholarship. So here are the stages, like it's in a draft, waiting for a document, approved, reject. So that can be managed over here in the scholarship feature. Some general features like health, as I mentioned you earlier, we can add information about all the students here. We can directly import data also. So this is how you can manage a health information of all the students over here with a height, weight, any physical challenge, major disease that can be mentioned over here. A student migration. So after the completion of 1 year, now the student from grade 1 will be promoted to grade 2. So with a, you can mention a batch name and you can add the students over here. Just by clicking on forward, all the students of grade 1 will promoted to grade 2. So this is how a student migration can be done for a school. With this, we can create a fees plan for a students and we have a reporting. So we have analytical views of fees analysis as well as you can generate a report for a student migration. So this how a SIS module of Open Educate work. In SIS, we have a dashboard. So in the dashboard, you can see the dashboard with a courses, like here is a dashboard for a course with each detail. Like for kindergarten, I can see a one student is enrolled, two subjects are allocated, and the batch admission and timetable. You can see for all the courses. Even we can see the dashboard as per batch also. Here the name of batch, the students for a batch name, and even here you can see the attendance detail, like 4 were present, 0 were absent. So this is how you can see the detail of batch. This is how SIS of Open Educate work. It totally organize each and every features of a school. Now going back on my dashboard and I will start with the admission procedure. Open Educate has a separate module, admission. Through admission, you can streamline whole admission process. You reduce a queue and it simplifies the enrollment of students through Open Educate. Now let's learn more about the admission module. So I'm going in admission module. First, before starting enrollment of student, first we need to create an admission register for each course. So all the application of that course will fall under that admission register. So let's create an admission register for a grade 1. I'm creating a new admission register for grade 1. Give a name, grade 1. For which course? So from a drop down, I'm selecting grade 1. We can add a start date and end date. Along with that, you can add a maximum number of admission, adding a 50, and you can add a minimum number of admission. You can select a add course fee. So I'm selecting admission fee for a grade 1. You can click admission year has the from 2024 to 2025. Minimum age can be added over here. So I'm keeping 5 for a grade 1. Add a term. I'm selecting first semester and you can add an admission template. These are the existing template for admission template. You can create your own field that can be possible. So I'm selecting template 1. Now the admission register is in a draft form. When I click on confirm, the admission register with the name of grade 1 will be confirmed. So I'm clicking on confirm. Here you can see the stages. So my admission register is in a confirmed state. When I click on start application, it will start receiving the application for a grade 1. So this is how I create an admission register for a grade 1. Now, OpenEducate support both the admission process, online as well as offline. So let's understand how a student can apply online. So I'm going back on my OpenEducate dashboard. For now, consider this website module of OpenEducate as your website. So all the students, they can go to your school website and will click on new registration, in which they will see the courses available. Suppose a student wants to take admission in grade 1, they will directly click on apply and they add the details like the name, birth date, the phone number, the street number, the city, and a postal code. After filling the details, the student will click on submit button, and in which he will receive the application number. This will be a unique for each student. Now this application is received in the admission module. So let's go in the admission module. So this application is received under the application. The admin person will receive the Joy application over here. Here, the admin person will confirm this application of Joy for a grade 1. So he will click on confirm button. Now, the reviewer will check the application of Joy and he will add the remaining details like batch number, some education details like previous institute or a result, a personal detail, or if he wants to add some details, the reviewer will directly send a message from here. He can directly communicate with the applicant. The reviewer can also confirm the admission, he can reject or cancel. That can be done through here. Suppose if a reviewer wants to send a message like Joy, your admission is confirmed, he can directly communicate from here only. So we have a save template for admission confirmation. He will click on it and this is how the email will goes to Joy. If the application is rejected, then he will send a email of admission rejection. So this is how the reviewer and the applicant can communicate within the admission module. Now, after adding all the details, the reviewer will confirm the admission. So he will click on admission confirm. These are the stages. So from draft to it convert into confirm and now it changed to admission confirm. Now the reviewer will do the last step to enroll the Joy for a grade 1. He will click on enroll for the enrollment of Joy. So now you can see the Joy student profile is created. And in this, you can see the log from starting stage from draft to online admission, which changed to confirm, and lastly, the enrollment is done. So this is how we can see the log note of student. And from here, you can directly open the student profile in which it shows the detail of personal information, the admission he take, the fees detail, attendance, and everything. So this is how the admission of student can be done in admission registration. In the same way, we can also add a student who comes offline. So you can directly click here, and from a offline, the admin person will directly fill the details and will submit it, and which convert to confirm, and after it enroll for that particular course. That can be done in an offline way. Even an admin person can directly import the large data from offline admission procedure. That can also be done, and it follows same from draft to confirm to done stages. In admission module, we have a report. So you can generate a admission report for a particular course by giving the specific start date and end date. So this is how you can generate a report for admission, and you can also see the admission analysis. So you can have a analytic view of admission, the number of applications. So here you can see the kindergarten had received one application, grade 1 has a 9, and this is how you can see the total count. There were 31. So in admission, we can see the dashboard. So in dashboard, you can see the admission register of each course, and with that we can see the start date, end date, the maximum number of application and minimum number of application. We can also see the number of application for a grade 1. You can see the stages of application as well as. This is how the school can manage an admission, and it helps to streamline whole admission process. In Open Educate, we have a attendance module through which we can manage the attendance of students. It also helps to automate the process of tracking and recording of student attendance. Let's understand in detail. So in attendance module, firstly we can configure an attendance type. The type can be present, absent, excused, or a late. So this way we can configure attendance type. For any course, we have to create an attendance register for each individual course. So I'm creating a new attendance register for a grade 1. I'm giving a name. You can give a unique code for that. For which course I'm selecting for a grade 1, choose batch as per. Subject I'm creating for a reading. Once the detail is filled, click on Save button. After creating attendance register, the next step comes is to create a attendance sheet. So I'm creating a new one. For which register I'm selecting for this Reggie grade 1. For which session I'm creating this attendance sheet, I'm selecting for a reading. The faculty is entry. And here we can add the students of that session. So from a drop down, I'm adding the students. Once all the detail is filled, I will click on Save button to save my attendance sheet with a name. So here it comes a unique attendance sheet name. Now, in Open Educate, we have a attendance line through which we can see the attendance record of each student with attendance time, date, course and batch. And here we can see the attendance record, like they were present, absent or late. In attendance line, we can also group the record with a course, with a batch or with a student. So this is how we can group the record, or we can directly filter the record with a number of students who were present or absent. So this is how we can access the record of student. Now, in Open Educate, the attendance can be taken in both the way, manually as well as with the kiosk or face recognition. So now suppose a faculty wants to take attendance manually, he will directly go to that attendance sheet and will open it. So now To take attendance for a session reading, the entry faculty will take manually. Will directly click on attendance start and will take the attendance. So now the Sara is present and Mark is late. So once the attendance is taken, the faculty will click on the attendance taken button, and here you can see the data, like one student is present and one is late. Now, how to take attendance with the face recognition? So in Open Educate, we have facility to take attendance with the face recognition. So directly go in the check-in mode and select the attendance sheet and submit it. The camera will open and all the students with their face recognition, the attendance can be taken. We can also take attendance with a kiosk mode. So go in a kiosk mode and you can add any device through which you want to take attendance. So in kiosk mode, here by scanning a badge, by scanning your barcode, attendance can be taken, or by selecting a student. So student have their unique pin code. By entering it, they will take a attendance. In attendance module, you can also generate a report. You can have an analytic view of attendance sheet where we can see the counts of each individual register, and you can also generate a report for attendance line where we can see the counts of each individual line with a registered name. So this is how the attendance can be managed in the attendance module. And even a faculty can directly take attendance through timetable module as well as. We have a timetable module in which you can create and manage the timetable. Now let's learn more about a timetable. So in a timetable module, we can add a timetable. So I'm going in a configuration and generating a timetable. So I'm selecting course. Right now I'm creating a session for a grade 1, for a batch grade 1A. We can add a start date and end date. Let's consider 1st of July. Now I'm adding a session on Tuesday. I'm from 10 to 11. Faculty will be entry and subject. I'm adding a reading. And a classroom I'm allocating here is R001. Now even I'm adding a new session on Thursday as well. So I'm adding a start date, end date, faculty for subjects. I'm going to add a numbers and count, and the classroom I'm selecting R002. So now I have created a session for a grade 1 on Tuesday, on Thursday. In the same way, you can also create for any of the day, whether it can be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can add more session from 11 to 12, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Anytime we can add over here. Just by clicking a proceed, I have created a session on Tuesday and Thursday. So it can be viewed here. So the timetable can be seen in a week ways also. It can be viewed in a month way or in a year way. I keep in a month. So you can see on June the session for students. In the same way, we can see the session in the details. So here you can see the on Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, we have a session with the full detail, the faculty, subject, code, start date and end time. So now you can classify it with the faculties. So if I only want to see the faculty entry session, I will click on that and I will see only a session of entry. In the same way, if I want to classify it as per subject, I will click only on reading and I will classify it. Okay, on a Monday and Tuesday, we have a session only for a reading subject. So this is how you can classify by faculty as well as subject. Even we can see in a list view with the faculty name, batch, subject, and start time, end time. So these are all the views for a session. Now, when I click on here, you can directly see the details of the session. We can add, if we want to edit or modify, we can directly do that. And once the session is created, you can see the Andre Santos having a session for a reading subject from 10 to 11 a.m. It can be all filled here. And now when I click on confirm, I will confirm this session. And the faculty can directly take attendance here. So when I click on attendance, we can select a register, and all the students of the class will directly appear here when I click on attendance start. So here you can see all the students of that batch will appear here, and the faculty directly take attendance over here. Once it's taken, the faculty click on attendance taken, and he see the data like 2 were present, 0 were absent, and this is how the attendance can be managed within the timetable. Even this, all the students will be listed out here. All the students of that batch will be listed out here. So this is how we manage a timetable, and within a timetable we can take attendance of students. In the same way, we can generate a timetable report by adding start date, end date, and select a faculties and just print out of that. We can also manage a lesson planning. You can create a lesson planning just by clicking on the calendar, create a new event. I'm giving a reading event. I'm creating. Now you just fill the details, faculties, course, batch, and start time, end time, subject, reading. You can add a topic, like I'm adding a topic, lesson topic, introduction, and reading practice. So now I have added a lesson topic for my lecture, reading. Now lesson planning is in a draft form. When I click on plan, I have a plan this session with a lesson topic, and when it's conducted you can directly click on conducted. So this is how a student can come to know, like in this session we are going to cover this much topic. So this is how you can manage a lesson planning for any session. So with a timetable, a teacher and admin person can directly modify and generate a timetable for students, and students and faculty can notify within just a few clicks. So timetable definitely helps in a school management. OpenEducate has the exam module through which you can manage whole examination process from conducting to evaluating it. So let's understand more about exam module. So firstly, for any school, firstly they can configure an exam type, whether it's a weekly, monthly, annually, that can be added through exam type. We can also allocate a room, a classroom for that particular exam. So that can be managed in an exam room. And for a grading system of exam, that can be configured through grade configuration over here. So we can configure all the details here. After that, we can also generate a student whole ticket within the exam module. So each student have their own whole tickets for exam. Now, to create a exam, first we need to add a exam session for a particular course or a batch. So now I'm creating a new exam session for a grade 1. So I'm adding a exam session as a grade 1 exam. You can add exam session code. So I'm adding a code, a start date. You can add end date. For which course? So I'm selecting for a grade 1 with a batch, and exam time it's a sessional. So I'm adding that. Evaluation can be normal or a grade. So I'm keeping normal. You can select a venue for that. Now the exam session is in a draft mode. When I click on schedule, the mode will change into schedule. The creating of exam session, we have to create exam. So every exam session has a multiple exam and we have to create individual exam for each subject. So for that I'm going in exam and creating a exam with subject. I'm creating a new one exam session and selecting that for a grade 1 exam, give a code. For subject, I'm adding for a craft project. For now, you can give a exam code with a start time and end time. So now I have added the details of exam session, subject, start time, end time, and with that total marks of exam and the passing marks. So I'm adding 4. Now my exam is in a draft mode. When I click on schedule exam, here it comes a page to add additional information, like you can add exam room. So for that I'm selecting room 1 and we can add a exam attending. So all the student of grade 1 with a grade 1 batch will appear here and we can select here and we can select that attendees for the exam. Once it's all done, we can click on schedule exam. So now my exam is in a schedule mode. When I click on held exam to start the examination, I will click on held exam. If any absent attendee will be there, I can add the name of student directly here. If not, then we can just simply click on held. So now the exam for subject craft project is held. Once the exam is completed, now the faculty will check the answer sheet of the student and will upload the marks for each student in the exam attendees. Now the faculty will upload a marks by going in the exam attendees and by selecting the exam session. When I select an EX1, I will see the number of students for that exam and the faculty will upload a marks for that. So I'm adding a 60 for Tara and Mark received 80 marks for that exam. When I click on save, these marks will reflect directly to the exam here, where you can see the marks obtained by a student. So admin person directly click on result updated and to upload the result, he will click further on done. So this is how you can automate whole examination process. Even in exam, we have an exam dashboard. So in exam dashboard, we can see the exam session detail. When I click on grade 1 exam, we can see the exam session detail like start date, end date, and for which course. It's for grade 1 and batch. And the subjects for that exam session. So that can be seen here. When it's held, we can directly click on held and for the completion, we click on done. So this is how you can automate whole exam task. Thank you.
Thank you for joining my webinar. Please let me know if you have any question. You can raise a question in our chat box. I would like to answer it. Mr. Meher, yes, we support 65 different language. We support Arabic language also. Yes, Mr. Joseph, we can generate all the reports for all modules, and you can customize as per. Lisa, we have our own support team. Our company is also registered in USA, so you can directly communicate with our support team, and they will help you with the whole implementation, and we can help you with a virtual. Mr. Ali, you can use Open Educate in Arabic language, but our team will support in a English language. Mr. Meher, parents can definitely pay fees online with their own payment acquire. We have a different payment gateways also. It's totally on you, like which payment gateway you want to integrate. Yes, we have a support team who speaks US accent. Miss Lisa, it's totally on you, like how your workflow wants. So it's like student can directly join in a class, and secondly, it is possible to book a lesson within the Open Educate. Mr. Ali, we have a Arabic clients also. You can find out the names through our website only. And yes, we also support language in Arabic, and within the Open Educate we have a terminology, so you can select any languages through which, and we you can change the words using the terminology. To not sure but listening, you can directly connect with us by going through our website and book a online meeting through. Yes, Miss Lisa, you can create a course with a day, time, level, everything while creating a course. You can add more details by creating a course. So that can be possible within the Open Educate by creating course. Miss Lisa, you can directly schedule a meeting by going through our website. It will be a one-to-one meeting, so we can explore more about Open Educate, and I will like to answer each your query. Yes, Mr. Sven, we have a white level application, and you can explore more about by going through our website OEM. Yes, Mr. Maher, we provide a partnership. We have a different types of partnership program. You can choose it, and by giving a project to us, you get a commission on that. Yes, Mr. Meher, you can directly contact me on our email ID info@openeducate.org, in which I will share you more details about the partnership. And to know more about the partnership offers, you can visit our session in a Open Educate website. Please check the below link in which you can understand about the partnership. Please let me know if you have any query. I'm here for more 2 minutes. If you have any further query, please connect with my email ID. Right now in a chat box, I'm sharing my email ID so we can connect and we can discuss more. Yes, Mr. Chakradhar, we are suitable for all education institute, whether it can be university, school, or vocational center. We are fit for all. Yes, Mr. Maher, thank you for submitting. Now, one of my executive will connect you. Yes, Mr. Swen, I understand your time zone is different, but we have our own tutorial, we have our documentation in our website. You can access through each so you can get more idea about Open Educate. Mr. Jawal, we support 65 different international language, but if you want in some specific language, we try to deliver in that language. And yes, we also support in Gujarati language. I can see more people are there. Please ask me a question. Yes, Mr. Sven, we have two types of purchase. First one, you can buy it for on premises, which is annually one time. And if you go with a cloud, then you have to buy it for annually. You have to purchase annually. Now I can see no one has any questions. So now I'm ending this webinar. Once again, thank you very much to be a part of this webinar. And very soon I will come with another webinar with a new topic. Bye. Thank you. And if you have any still more question, you can directly email us or you can contact us. Thank you.